Hello everybody, Pocket Rocket Commando here. I just finished plucking my nose hairs, and this is another Starcraft 2 commentary. It's not going to be Heart of the Swarm this time, though. I've been checking BattleNet for the past couple hours, and it's been down the entire time for Heart of the Swarm. I don't know if they're putting out another balance patch, or just some kind of features patch or anything like that, but I'm going to go ahead and cast a Starcraft 2 game I played not too long ago against someone you might know, iEchoic. Yes, the old iEchoic that I used to play against and used to be on the same team as. Now plays StarCraft 2 once more. Deep breath. Holy cow, I don't know why I was so out of breath there. I have been... Never mind. Anyway, his name is iEchoic, and Vile was actually the clan and the team I was in earlier, before I joined Quantic. So, he hasn't done any kind of name changes, but he is playing StarCraft 2 again. That's because he's part of Team Microsoft in the AHGL, the After Hours Gaming League. A league they put on every year, I believe, where tons of the top companies like IBM, Microsoft, Zynga, Facebook, stuff like that, battle it out for money for a charity. Now, last year, IBM and Epic Medical Systems was actually one of the teams. IBM and Epic were in the finals, and IBM ended up losing. Starcraft, or SC2K, my brother, was actually part of Team IBM. He was the only player on his team to actually win a match, so that's good to know. But anyway, iEchoic is in the top left as the blue Terran, and I'm in the bottom right as green Zerg. And of course, this is a custom game. We're playing each other for fun. I'm trying to help him practice for the AHGL and stuff like that. And oh boy. No, you don't put your barracks there. That's exactly where an Overlord's going to be. If a Zerg player... If you're playing up against a Zerg player, they're almost always going to try to position their Overlord to scout an expansion, to kind of scout behind the expansions, to scout out the gas, or scout out the main so they can suicide. So either here or around here. So iEchoic, you should kind of realize that there's a 50-50 chance of my Overlord flying this path. And I think I actually told him that I could see his barracks here, which was pretty funny because, you know, he's kind of going at 2 racks. Very ballsy, aggressive move here. While myself, I am going... Is my sound even on? Yeah, I guess it's on. I'm going a 15 hatch and 16 pool, so I should be able to defend this knowing that he does have that forward racks. Obviously, you want to get a lot of drones out to block any kind of bunkers, take out any SCVs, and also build a spy and some queens and lings as soon as you can. And even if you overproduce like queens and lings and stuff like that, you still got a pretty good chance of defending it. And I'm not actually doing that right now. I can't see the bunker. What the hell was that? Holy shit, what was that noise? I don't know if you guys heard that, but anyway, there's a monster in my house. So I am setting up my drones. It's a bit late. We can see one Marine on the way. One SCV is going to go down. I need to pick off this SCV. No, it looks like I'm going to be going for the Marine instead and bringing in 5 more to take down this bunker. Hopefully, these drones chasing that Marine around. I don't think this is going to happen. Some Lings are out. 4 Lings on the way. Are they going to be able to block the Marine? Oh, these SCVs are repairing it. No, looks like one of his Marines will get in. 2 Marines actually getting in. These SCVs still up and running. One of them trying to complete the second bunker, and these drones taking a lot of damage. 1 Ling going down. Looks like he is going to be focusing down the drones a little bit. Is this next Marine going to get in? Yes! 3 Marines getting in the bunker, so not a very good defense so far. All my Lings have been killed. 4 Marines going in the bunker. This SCV still repairing. This bunker being cancelled, and now he's just got 4 Marines in a bunker, but it is going to burn down, so I don't think I have to worry about losing my hatchery. Oh, the Overlord does go down, so despite scouting this, I'm still not defending it properly, and that's because I didn't have an Overlord over my hatchery to scout that. How can you salvage when it's burning? That doesn't even make sense. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I should have pulled drones much faster to deal with this. So if we check out the workers killed, he actually killed 4 workers there, while I only killed... Wait, he only killed 1 worker. I killed 4 workers. Holy cow! Check out units lost. I have lost a lot of Zerglings. So while I did kill 4 SCVs compared to his 1 drone, he did kill a lot of units. So that was pretty much worth it. I still think that was a good move for him. If we check out Harvesters now, it's 18 to 17. And the reason I'm not ahead, even after fast expanding, especially against the Terran, who are the slowest SCV makers in the game, is because I had to produce so many Lings and he killed so many Lings. So a successful attack by iEchoic and a really lackluster defense by myself. So iEchoic is going to transfer into a 3 barracks play, command center over here. Getting double gas here. He's only got 2 harvesters on this top gas. I'm not sure if that's intentional or not, but if it isn't, he's going to find himself a bit short on gas in the next couple of minutes. Command center about to complete. A couple queens coming out. Looks like we're going to have 3 total. I did pull off gas. I got 100 for that initial speedlings, and then I kind of forgot to pull off gas because of all the havoc being wrecked down here. Reeking? I don't know. But iEchoic is going to go for a follow-up attack, and I don't have a spine. You usually want to get a spine just for good measure because one spine can deter so many Marines. And I have 4 Lings on the way, and he's got 11 Marines. I don't know what I'm going to do about this. Another hatchery queen is popping out. 2 Lings running into the death. I do have speed. That's good. Drones going down. Oh my gosh, losing 4 drones right there, it looks like. But these 2 queens with their 5 range are going to be a lot better than they used to be. Looks like I'm trying to split the damage. Echo, not sure which one to attack. Looks like he's going to attack the one on the left. Does finish it off, but as long as I have 2 queens for proper injects, I'm not going to be too unhappy about that. And you got to remember, the reason I had no defenses is because I was making so many drones. And all things considered, losing 5 drones in that situation isn't terrible, but not ideal. Not ideal by any means. I still have 0 units out on the field, and I'm still not making any spines. So I guess I assume that he's not going to be coming back in with any more Marines after he committed so many on that attack. So after this early Marine pressure from iEchoic, he's finally going to be going for a factory. Still only 2 workers on that refinery. Of course, throwing down mules, that's going to be pretty OP. Stimpak being researched at the tech lab. 170 seconds, and I believe that 170 seconds is even longer than like a plus attack or armor upgrade. Don't quote me on that. I know the level 2 and 3 are longer than the level 1, but 170 seconds is a really long time. But Stim, definitely one of the best researchers in the game. And they've really changed the timing of the Stim a lot to try to balance out the game. We do see some queens busting down these rocks. Do I have any Zerglings yet? No Zerglings. Continuing to make drones. 5 queens out on the field. And iEchoic style doesn't really include a lot of Hellions. So I could have anti-metagamed him just by not getting a lot of queens and just going Ling Baneling blind. But I didn't really want to play that way. I wanted to kind of play standard ZvT, which is get a lot of queens to stop the Hellions, and then just kind of scout and transition based on what you see from scouting. But right now, we've got 5 queens and just 16 Lings on the way. No Baneling nest yet. Against this pretty nice Marine Marauder force, these 2 Marauders are going to help a lot in taking out the buildings and soaking up some Ling damage. Here come the Lings from the back. Is this going to do much though? 4 queens and a lot of Lings. I feel like I will be able to take this out, but he's going to force the cancellation of my hatchery. Now I'm going to wait for him to come back on to creep, wait for him to retreat. This queen is going back to inject. Here we go. Lings swarming in, but the Stimpak has finished. It's just going to be too much for these Lings. I'm trying to run away from the Stim. Am I going to get a transfuse off? Yes, 1 transfuse, 2 transfuses. Oh, am I going to get a 3rd? This queen can transfuse this queen. Yes, I am. Oh, what are you doing, bitch? Get out of there. Oh, actually, those queens did pretty well. As long as I don't lose my injecting queen. Oh, 2 health left. It looks like I did have 2 injecting queens still, though. So these are 160 and Stimpak is 170, so another really careless defense by myself. No Baneling nest, even though I saw how committed he was to infantry. Not a very good idea. And iEchoic's now going to be busting down these rocks to take a 3rd, and these Lings are going to be scouting the 3rd, and I'm going to be pretty happy to see that he doesn't have a 3rd left. He's committed a lot to attacking, and he's just now taking his 3rd. So while I am behind, because my 3rd is just now coming up once again, I'm not out. I can kind of deny this for a little bit with my Zerglings, maybe force his infantry to stop attacking, which is exactly what it's doing. But so now, oh, these poor Lings. Oh no, losing all of them. That was not worth it. Not at all. Spire on the way. The Baneling nest, of course, has completed. Still no Baneling speed, however. And we do see a macro hatch and the 3rd coming. Creep spread's pretty good, though. And if there's one thing iEchoic needs to work on, it's definitely scanning for creep. I've just got a handful of Lings right now. 8 Mutas on the way. Hopefully these Lings will become Banelings. Are they going to become Banelings? Yes, they are. We're going to see 3 Banelings and 8 Mutas. Any more Lings? Yes, 12 more Lings. Are we going to see +1 before they get here? No, not quite. +1 for the air coming as well. Does iEchoic have any upgrades of his own? I do see 1. 2 engineering bays. Has he completed 1-1? No, he hasn't even started 1-1. And that's huge. You really got to race mutas and upgrades when you're playing as Terran. Oh, but he gets sniped. One of his medevacs getting sniped by those mutas. Bit too careless right there. It's too slow to like lift up and then drop off all your infantry, especially when there's only 2 medevacs. If you're going to do something like that, you really just want to drop them back here on the mineral line, because you know it's going to be cleaned up by the Zerg forces because you're kind of in their territory on the creep. So kind of a silly move right there. Didn't really need to lift up. Should probably just have tried to fight through the front, or maybe go for the 3rd over here, but didn't happen. Good reaction though with the turrets. He did have the turrets up and running once he saw that those mutas were sniping the medevac. A couple at his expansion and a couple at his main. So maybe even too many turrets. 6 turrets to protect 2 bases, and there's tons of turrets here. 4 turrets. So very, very cautious play from iEchoic. Does not want mutas to get any advantage over him. And this third base still working on being saturated. If we see the harvesters, it's 58 to 63. So what I lack in you know, infrastructure and macro, hopefully I can make up in unit composition, because Ling, Baneling, Muta really good against Marine Marauder, and this mule desperately wants to be a Marauder. Oh, you're so cute, buddy. These 2 mules look like they haven't mined anything at all, so possibly dropping mules down when he meant to scan, I'm not sure. Trying to kill creep tumors or something. He has killed a few creep tumors, so he's done a little bit of scanning, but not nearly enough, not as much as you want to when you're trying to be aggressive against a Zerg player. So here come a number of mutas, 12 mutas on the way. These turrets though, man, that's a lot of turrets. He's got the armory. Can I kill this turret and pick off the armory maybe? Am I going to be going for that? Yeah, looks like I am going to kill the SCV. Is he going to get a cancel off? Yes, he does cancel. Saves 75 gas and 113 minerals. Now sending in the Marine Marauder and a couple tanks in his force now. iEchoic not a big fan of tanks. He doesn't like managing them. He doesn't like having to slow siege them. So you're not going to see a lot of them this game. +2 ground attack, melee attack and ground, +2 flyer attack, overlord speed. Still no 4th base. Looks like that 4th base is just now coming. It's weird. Whenever I'm spectating one of my own games, and I'm like, oh my gosh, why isn't there a base there? That's always when I start taking that base, but it should definitely happen a lot sooner. So, that's not very good. Any Baneling speed? Yes. Yes, there is Baneling speed. 2 queens at my 2 macro hatches to help inject. And still no upgrades. iEchoic, you've had these for such a long time. You really need to get those upgrades. Really, really need to get those upgrades. Huge, huge Bioforce now moving out. A couple forward turrets trying to defend this base even more. Doesn't want this command center to get picked off from any kind of counterattack. And here we go. If he goes down this path though, he's going to have to clear that creep. You cannot let Zerg engage on creep. That's the worst idea possible, especially when they have Banelings. Banelings on creep are faster than stimmed Marines. There's your fact of the day, people. Banelings on creep faster than Marines when they're stemmed. So he is going to throw down a scan, probably pick up this tumor if he can see it. No, looks like he's going to go past that. And oh boy, not siege. Here comes tons of Zerglings, and he's running all of his Marines back. But the Banelings aren't being targeted by the tanks. The tanks are just attacking random things. Down go all those Marines, and these mutas have a field day on these medevacs and on these tanks. Every single tank going down, so a bit careless by iEchoic, not sieging up in time. These Marauders are just going to be picked off one by one. These 2 Banelings are like, yes, we didn't have to die. The 2-2 against the 1-1 was pretty huge too. While the Lynx didn't do a lot of damage, they forced the Marines to run away from the tanks, therefore the tanks weren't protected by anything. And also, they soaked up a lot of damage. They now take 2 tank shots if he doesn't have a +1 attack upgrade with his armory. And he doesn't. He's actually getting +1 air. I wonder if that's intentional. Weird. So he's getting +1 air. And like I said, while iEchoic had his 3rd base before me, and he's got mules, and he had higher harvester counts, he didn't really have a good composition. And he's just kind of running in with his army carelessly, getting him picked off, and just not good all around. Looks like he's going to be dropping his 4th base while my 4th base is up as well. These spines hopefully stop any kind of Marine skirmishes, any kind of drops. Here comes the transfer. And I don't want to get really any more than 80 to 90 drones. You can see iEchoic has 81, and that's way too many for a Terran. It's something we've talked about a little bit, how he tends to overproduce workers. You can see he's now at 83, and he's not making any more, but 83 as Terran, you don't need that many. You've got mules, man. If anything, you want to be from like 50 to 60, and maybe just put down a couple of orbital commands. Now it's 78 after I've killed a couple, so I appreciate, or he probably appreciates me helping him out by killing a couple more off. Greater Spire's up. Doesn't look like I'm taking advantage of the Greater Spire though. Sometimes when you have a hive, or rather the hive is up, when you have a hive, sometimes you want to produce a 2nd Spire if you're going to go heavy air. That way you can get upgrades, and you can upgrade to a Greater Spire, and once the Greater Spire is complete, you can start your double upgrades. But these mutas taking out a lot of SCVs. What do we got now? Still up to 75, so it looks like he's continuing to produce after I did kill a couple of them. And these Lings going in for the counterattack on his 4th. Do they have upgrades? Yes, they do have +2 upgrades. That might be enough to take out this orbital command or this planetary fortress. Nice move by iEchoic though. realizing he wouldn't be able to save it, he's going to cancel the research on that planetary fortress and lift it off. So that's not something you really see. You usually see a lot of Terran players like struggling to finish it, hope I can finish it or repair it before it gets killed, instead of just saying, okay, I'm going to cut my losses here, cancel the research, lift up, and then land it again and try to get my orbital command or my planetary fortress once again. So nice little move right there, but the slowness of his army right now. Not a lot of Marines, actually. Well, maybe there are a lot. Oh, I thought those were SCVs. They are SCVs. What is this SCVs doing? This is crazy. I don't even know. But at this point in the game, mutas are kind of expendable, so I'm not being too careful with them. I have a Greater Spire. I should have a Greater Spire. Where the hell is my Greater Spire? I'm getting Ultras instead. That's not a very good idea. That's not very good at all. Unless I have Fungals to complement them. But there is no Greater Spire for some reason. Really slow Ultras. And lots of Banelings and Zerglings. Here comes Echo. That's so many units. I don't know why he has these Vikings. I think he didn't scan, and he's anticipating Broodlords. He did see my Spire, but he didn't see any Greater Spire. Here he comes, pushing onto the creep. Pushing onto the creep. This is like fireworks should be going off in a Zerg player's head. All these nice, juicy units on creep. You don't do this as a Terran player. That's the worst thing you can do. All I have is Marine Baneling. All these mutas are going down, but he's on creep. So look at this. Everything going down. No kiting can be done. Every single unit being destroyed, and iEchoic rage quitting, probably GGing on our voice chat. But that's something let this be the lesson of the day. Do not engage on creep, especially against Banelings. I mean, really in general you don't want to, but against Banelings you definitely don't want to. So let's look at the resources lost. We are identical in resources lost. Let's check out this battle. Let's see what it turns into. So all those mutas are dying, so that's kind of skewing the numbers a little bit. And all of these swords, all these Marines going down. And while he actually didn't do too bad in the units lost, but in that situation you don't want to lose as much as a Zerg, especially when they're throwing Banelings into your face. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I want to get back to Heart of the Swarm commentaries because Wings of Liberty is meh. I just want Heart of the Swarm to come out, and that's going to be it. My voice is tired. I haven't done this kind of cast in a long time. Penis.